Hello and welcome. Welcome, everyone. I'm Tammy Lee. For those of you that are new, right here joining us today on Makeshift Happen, the spiritual variety show brought to you by the Emerald Compass. I'm Tammy Lee. I'm an accelerated intuitive and way shower, guiding others to their sovereign sacred self and opening up that inner landscape that awaits us, like this internal self that awaits us to tap in, to heal this inner landscape so we can create the world that we desire to live in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. On this glorious Wednesday afternoon, hot, shiny, bright, and with the breeze in the air. We're getting ready for harvest, for a wheat harvest. And there's some things that are, it's always it's a family event, and it's always something that brings people together. And that's what I want to talk about today, is about bringing as we come together, as whether it's an event in the family. Like for us, we're gonna, like right now, we're also planting another crop, and we want to get that done before actual harvest begins. We also, my husband, he processes meat, so he's getting that done before the weekend. And right now there's a push. There is a big push going on in our home, on with the lands, with the lands. Thank you for that. There's a big push right now, and we know this happens every June. And there's an extra caveat to that, because my husband usually doesn't process meat in June. And he had people come to him and say, "Hey, Tim, I hear you do this. Can you help me out? Hey, Tim, my bull broke its leg. I'm either need to put it down or let you process it." So unexpected things can come in our way, can actually join in the party of other things that are going on. Also this year, as extra caveat, another addition to the push that's going on. And we're okay, so take a deep breath. Another additional thing is preparing for this sacred gathering that I am facilitating the second weekend of July. There's ways that we know that when we do our work, that we know that we have grown. Have you ever done this? You work on yourself and you think that there's nothing happening. You can think there's nothing happening because you're in the mix of things and you're working on yourself, and then something comes up and you are more calm than you were a few months ago, especially when you're in the push, when you're in that push of 4 major events are happening within the next less than 4 weeks. We also have a major, we celebrate 4th of July. One of my son-in-law is turning 40. So that's another major event. We're going to be celebrating for 2 days with him. Okay. So how are you? See, I just took that deep breath. How are you when these major events come forth, when they're unexpected and maybe sometimes not going the way you desired? How many of you have been there and done that? That you've had that experience? Today, we're talking about that. We're talking also about agenda. And if we have an agenda, sometimes we don't even know we have one. Like today, two of my grandsons are here, Weston and Levi, and they're going to go swimming later. Like I had like a few minutes right before getting on here. I'm like, boys, can you do this? And then can you do this? And I need one more thing. I need one more thing. Can you do that for me, please? I need to get online. Okay, Grandma. Okay. And I find out they're going to go swimming. So I reached into my pocketbook and gave them each a $5 bill. Wow. Thank you, Grandma. Unexpected. See, I gave that to them. Now, I had already asked them to do these little chores before I did that. And they had no expectation of getting something in return as a financial reward. And even if they would have said, oh, we got to go help, or oh, I don't want to, I knew I was still going to give them that $5 as soon as I found out, $5 each. As soon as I found out that they were going to go swimming, I'm like, you know what? These boys deserve a special extra little treat. See, there was no agenda. Even if we don't think we have an agenda, when we gift something, even our time, or a product, or a gift. Birthdays are coming out. Christmas. It's in, 6 months-ish? When we give of ourselves to ourselves and to others, do we have an agenda? And when you don't think you do, pay attention. Pay attention of birthday gifts is something really simple. Do you expect a thank you? When you do a chore for somebody, do you expect a thank you? Verbally. Because sometimes the gratitude can be shown different. And just, what if it's not? What if it's not? I had a friend years ago. His wife, or an acquaintance, his wife gave their niece a birthday gift or a graduation gift or something. And they were both complaining, well, she didn't send a thank you note. Well, she didn't even call and say thank you, and on and on and on. And I'm like, well, then you didn't give the gift freely. If we give freely, like freely, meaning with no agenda, does it really matter then? Yeah, that could be, lack of manners. But if it triggered you, if it triggers a person, then it wasn't given freely. Now, if you give something to someone and you want something in return, then you need to voice it. You need to voice it. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to let the other person know. Hi, Joanne. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you can make it. Do you understand what I'm saying here? When you give freely, even to yourself, do you expect yourself? Okay, so give freely. Okay, So freely giving to the body. I'm giving my body healthy foods. I'm giving my body more exercise. Okay, so pay attention here. Most people, especially women, when they do that, what are they expecting? A drop on the scale. Release of pounds. But when their scale doesn't show that, what usually happens? We're upset with our body. We're upset with ourselves. When we give freely, even to ourselves, because just maybe we're giving from here and not from here, our heart space. So take a deep breath with that. So when we give freely to ourselves, when we ask the question, do I have an agenda? Do I have an agenda why I want to eat this salad? Because that's usually, people like, oh, just eat more salad. Take out the sugars. You'll lose weight that way. Reduce the calorie intake. You'll reduce that way. So when we do that, but we're doing it with a thought. This is right now just flowing through. Thank you for allowing me to share what's just flowing through right now. I am seeing it's popping open to me in my own awareness, aware I have given to my own self, my own physicality even. See, we have more than one body. We have our physical body, yes, but we also have our emotional body, our mental body, our spiritual body. So wow, this is really, really interesting. So when we give to our body and we're not being free with that, we're giving to our body with an expectation. How many take an energy drink, consume an energy drink, or consume coffee? Oh, I need coffee. I need a little pick me up. But your body is like, it's not even working. That caffeinated beverage did not work to give you energy because that's not, and then you're like still flatline. It's like, oh, why am I so tired? Wow, this is just really opening up a new realm here of possibilities and thought forms. But your body is like not utilizing that energy drink or that caffeine because that's not what it wanted. Maybe, just maybe the body wanted 5 minutes of rest, 5 minutes of sit with me, just be with me. I'm tired for a reason. See, our bodies want to talk to us. This is really interesting. Look how this just like kind of shifted and morphed into a different subject matter. And actually an additional subject matter because it's actually showing me how it's coming back around. When we, because what I first started out talking about is when we are in the push. When you have some major events and they're all going on at the same time. How are we treating ourselves? Oh, I better have an energy drink, or I better drink a caffeinated beverage in order to stay up, keep up, keep up. But maybe your body just wants you to be aware of it. Your body just wants you to be aware of it. Because it wants to go along with you in this experience. So many times, so many times it's just shown we can actually lean out with our energy. Like, we need to get this done. We need to get that done. Oh, we need to run to town for that part. Or oh, something broke down. Okay, what do I got to do now? See, all these different caveats can happen. And I noticed this morning, actually. I was leaning out. My energy was leaking. I had to get a house guest to town. It ended up being at a certain time earlier than I expected. But I had to get gas. I was on fumes. I hardly ever allow that to happen. But that happened yesterday, and I was on fumes. And I'm getting gas, and I'm trying to hurry. And I trip on the gas hose. I'm like, okay, Tammy, slow your roll. So see, there was an agenda there. There's the agenda to like speed up, be on time, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as I said, okay, Tammy, take a deep breath, slow your roll, come back into your body. Like, I'm saying this to myself this morning. Because we can literally leave our bodies or lean out of our bodies when we're in the push of life. And when we come back into ourselves, there's also a belief that happens, a belief of it's all in right, perfect timing. It's all in the right and perfect timing. Feel that ease. Feel that ease. Because I sense some of you that are either here online, live with me, or that are going to listen to the replay. You're in the push of life. You're in the push of different events going on. And that you're actually leaking out energy. One way that I can also tell this with myself is, like, I'll start tripping. I trip. Or my ankle will roll. Like, on the weirdest things, just on a flat cement. All of a sudden, my ankle rolls and I almost trip. Okay? That's one of my telltale signs that I'm not fully in my body. See how my body just took that yawn? Sometimes we forget. We can forget how the sacred union that we, our energy, we are with ourselves. Feel that relaxation that's happening right now because of an awareness. Now I'm yawning, but that's not a tired yawn. That's an energy movement. It's also like a higher perspective of awareness of how do we, how how do we have an agenda with ourselves? How do we have an agenda with ourselves? Where in life do we have an agenda with ourselves? Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your comment. She says, thank you in big caps for this, for the topic. It's allowing me to reflect upon aspects and incidents. Because see, I just had this thought. See, there was a little judgment thought that just popped into my head, wondering if this is even making any sense. So thank you, Joanne, for making that comment. I'm hearing like sometimes we have such a strict agenda with ourself, with our bodies. Like I can feel bodies wanting to have fun. Like, can we just have some fun? Do you do you have to be so? And I'm not saying this towards you, Joanne. I'm just saying this in general because this is what's really coming through. Can we just have some fun? Do we have to be so strict and regimented? Like letting go, just allowing to let go for a little bit, allowing to let go for a little bit, allowing to let go for a little bit, to open up to the fun that wants to come and be and play. Letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Letting go of what we think, how things should look. See, sometimes we look through with these little shades, and when we allow that to come off, yes, 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 yes. So, how do I have an agenda for myself and with myself? How am I showing up in the push of events that are going on? How am I, do I have an agenda with the gift giving? That's a simple, simple telltale sign of opening up our awareness in different areas of life that really want to guide us, really want to show us, because our spirit wants to come more and more and more and more and more alive within us. More alive within us. Our spirit wants to come alive more and more and more within us. And when we can start to see these little caveats of agenda, and it's not about good or bad, right or wrong, it's just about awareness of where we are at with our own energy. Because when we have an agenda and it doesn't get met, what happens? There's disappointment. There's judgment. There's regret. Just feel into that. When you expected a certain response from somebody or from your own body. Yeah, right? Yes. Wow. This is beautiful work, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I knew I was going to talk about agenda as I asked what really wants to come forth today. And this conversation morphed into something bigger than what I even knew, what I even thought was capable. What I did, we went into different areas. So thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for commenting. You help me as much as I assist you. So thank you for that. So just start paying attention. Do I have an agenda? Whether it's with somebody else, I have a hair, with somebody else or something else, someone else, an animal maybe even. Your own body, your own self. Yeah. Are you leaking energy out? Are you leaking energy out? Sometimes with agendas, that's what happens. Again, one of my telltale signs is I start tripping. That's when I know my energy is outside of me, not in this physical form. So just take a deep breath. Okay, Tammy, come back home. Come back home. Come back home. I can just feel my energy just like solidifying once again. That's one of the things. That's one of the ways I do it. And I can feel it drop in. I can feel it drop in. Like down into my womb space. I feel the energy drop in. Sometimes I'll feel tinglies along my spine. Yeah. So if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, go ahead and share them. Let's keep this conversation going in our Ignite Your Joyful Heart Facebook group. Feel free to invite people. If you think this group, that some of the things, if you think this will assist anybody in any way, shape, or form in growth, feel free to invite them. You can also reach out to me either by sending me a Facebook message, email me at hello@theemeraldcompass.com. Again, that's hello@theemeraldcompass.com, or send me a private Facebook message. And thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. This has been really an opening conversation, because until today, having this open conversation, I didn't realize how I myself have an agenda, have had agendas with my own body, and how my body, because it came from here instead of from here, and an agenda of how my body should react. So thank you, darlings. Until next time, be well and double check. Make sure you are asking yourself, what's your telltale sign of when energy is leaking out of you? Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. Carol's with us. She's like, I so need to hear this right now. Okay. So I want to say this before I go. See how Carol just said here that, oh my, I have agendas. I do need some fun and let go. Tammy, you are so on point today. Now see, whew, so that's emotional because I just realized, see, I have an agenda. When I do this every week, I want to touch somebody. Well, what if I don't? What if I don't make a difference in anybody's life by coming live? Then what would I do to myself? So I just saw that. I just saw that little bit of agenda right there. I'm not saying agendas are all bad. Okay. Like I even created an agenda when we go traveling or like for this sacred gathering I'm having here on our land the second weekend in July. So I created an agenda, but then like, okay, Spirit, this is what I'm thinking. What do you feel? What do you want to, how do you want to guide this event, this gathering, which is becoming so powerful. And it hasn't even, yeah, it's already begun. So how do we have agendas with our body? How are you showing up in the push of life? They're connected. They're connected. Just go back and listen to this, to the beginning of this broadcast. This is really powerful, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. See, I just let myself off the hook. I could feel that. Boom. Let myself off the hook. It don't matter if I touch somebody. It don't matter if it don't matter. It's what it is me showing up. Just Tammy showing up. Because my spirit knows I'm showing up. And then the right and perfect people will show up too. Because their spirits will be attracted and drawn to. How are you doing in the push of life? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you.